Hello, welcome to this presentation on managing files and materials for your classes. My name is Al. I'm the UNLV Online Student Support Specialist, and I'm excited to talk you through a little bit about how you can manage your files and materials. We're going to look at an online tool, Google Drive, that you can use to do so. By the end of this short presentation, I hope you learn how Google Drive can make your life a little easier, how to create an organization system that works for you, and make sure you don't lose track of any important documents. So, why does this matter? Well, as a student, your classes will generate a lot of files and documents and assignments and so many other things. And if you're in any online classes, you may even find that you have more files to manage than and if you were an in-person class, it might be getting paper handouts or something like that. And it can be really easy to lose track of things. And in my experience, losing track of files can be a really frustrating experience. So you don't want to lose track of your files or any edits. And it's just a good practice to save important documents like your readings, your syllabi, you might even want them years in the future. So we're just going to look at how you can use your Google Drive to help you manage your files. So just a quick overview, Google Drive is part of the Google Workspace, which you have access to as a UNLV student. Anyone can use Google Drive, but as a UNLV student, you have kind of the bonus version. And in this program, you can create documents, text documents, presentations, spreadsheets, everything. And you can upload pictures, files, movies. There's a lot of different things you can do. We'll look at that in just a second. You can save files of any type. You can search for materials, and you collaborate right through Google Drive with other classmates or anyone else. So let's go to Google Drive. You can get to Google Drive by going to drive.google.com and then logging in with your ACE ID to access your student version. You can always switch accounts by selecting your profile picture in the upper right-hand corner and saying add account. So if you have a personal account, you can also use that. When you first log in, you'll be taken to your home page and you'll see any folders and files that you already have in your Google Drive. It's really easy to create documents right from your Google Drive. If you go to the upper right-hand corner and select new, you can create text documents, spreadsheets, presentations, videos, survey forms, and you can view all the other types you can create. You can also upload files or entire folders. I'm going to start by creating a new folder. I would recommend that you create a folder for each semester, and then you can go into the folder and create folders for each class. If you'd like, you can color code your photos by selecting the three dots and then selecting organize. And then you can give your folders a different color. I don't like that color scheme. Okay. You may also see the option to share. This allows you to send folders or individual files to anyone who you'd like to see the file or collaborate with. You can select share and add an email address or copy the link. Just make sure you update the access because your files are private. So you'll just want to make sure that anyone with the link can either view, comment, or directly edit. If they're just a viewer, they won't really be able to do anything other than view. You can then copy the link and send it to them, or you can add their email address. You can also right-click on the screen to add new folders or upload files. I'm just going to upload an example of an image really quickly. You can upload files of any type, and you can also share them, and you can move them from folder to folder by selecting the three dots, then move, and then you can move them to any of your other folders. I would also really recommend you give your files a name so that you can more easily find them, because that's going to be such an important thing to be able to find the files that you save. For instance, this is just named 1, which it would be impossible for me to find. So I renamed it, and that might make it easier to find as well. You can search your drive by selecting Search Drive and selecting these three lines to pull up additional filters. This toggles different views so that you can view a preview of the image or just view a list view. And you can select these buttons to get back into your folders or your home. If you have important files that you'd like to keep track of, you can also star them by selecting the three dots and then selecting Organize and Add to Starred. And then you'll see the little star comes up there. You can also add it to starred when you click into the file by selecting the three dots. When you star a document, it will be available from the side menu by selecting starred. If you go back to your home page, there are a number of other tools that you can use in your Google Drive that show up on the side menu here. For instance, your Google Calendar, a note-taking app, a checklist app where you can keep track of your tasks, and you can also add contacts. Google Drive syncs with your Rebel Mail as well, so it's a nice way to keep everything organized. Everything you do in Google Drive saves automatically, so that's a really nice part of it. For instance, if you were to create a Google Doc, this would automatically show up in your Drive, and again, make sure you give it a title. Anything you do will automatically save. You can always access the history of your document in case you need to go back or made a mistake by selecting Help from the menu and then typing in history and then see version history. That's the way I do it. There is a keyboard shortcut, but I never remember it. So then you can restore previous versions. It'll autosave no matter what you do, and that's true for anything in this Google suite. I go into more detail about Google Docs, Google Slides, and Google Sheets in other videos. So if you're interested, be sure to check those out in the playlist in the near future. I would highly recommend you use this tool. I've been using it for the last 10 years, and I love to be able to access all my old class documents and any other documents I might have saved. If you have any questions or need assistance with your Google Drive, please feel free to reach out to UNLV Online Student Support. You can reach us at onlinestudents@unlv.edu. Thank you so much.